Hi there and welcome to Secure Your Mind's podcast, where we'll be talking about cybersecurity in bite-sized chunks. We'll be talking in these podcasts about cybersecurity, why it's important, and how you yourself can protect yourself against hackers and nefarious people. Hi there and welcome to Secure Your Mind's podcast episode 1. With us here today is Ethan Forbes, owner of Upload Studios.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
So, it's actually quite an experience having you here after not seeing you for 9 years. And me and Aidan were a bit of trouble back in the day at school. We used to drink a lot. We were drinking buddies, which is a great thing to have when you're in school and not of age, not 18 yet. So that was a really fun thing. We got in a lot of mischief. So I had some security problems and I needed someone to call. So I called Aidan. And Aidan came off his back. He just came up straight to Scotland. No, I asked him once and he was here. Then he went through everything. He sorted out. Basically, it was probably more my paranoia than anything. And maybe we just had a lot of storage. Obviously, we're a video company. So the peace of mind that I got was incredible. And it was something quite interesting. So we have something to thank you for just coming. Okay. So this here, I don't know if the camera can see that, but this is a little tipple, a wee dram of Forbes. So me and Aidan back in the day, we would go through 2 bottles in a night, and that was our thing. And whether it be like my mom would arrive home and we would get be on the floor laying about. But yeah, I'm digressing. We're talking about cybersecurity here. But to start it off as a thank you for coming out. There will be more, obviously I'll keep bringing them, but we're going to start off with this stuff. It's Grace Me Guide, the Forbes Single Malt Scotch Whiskey.
Amazing, thank you very much.
Cool. Have a wee dram of that, my friend.
Smells wonderful for the viewers listening in.
Well, it's a small little bit I could find, but what do you think? It's good. Now you got to finish it.
Nice, the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing, wow.
As a tradition, we start with the one thing. There we go.
Nice.
Strong stuff.
Very strong.
So we got rid of that. We can then keep that as a little trinket, I think.
Yeah.
How do you think?
It's a memento.
Okay. So now I want to ask you, how did you get into this industry?
So interestingly, in my 3rd year, I took a unit called Systems Security. It was taught by my head professor, who was Dr. Nick Savage. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Dr. Nick Savage.
Very cool name.
Very cool name. And essentially he taught the unit in multiple parts. So one part was exploit development, where he showed me low-level code which he could basically exploit, and he could gain execution or remote code execution over a computer. Wow. So essentially he could control the computer just because a little bit of code on the computer had been written badly. And it was so interesting to me. I thought, that's amazing how people could maliciously trick a system into doing something that it shouldn't.
It's mad, actually.
And that's what hacking is. And the other unit that I was taught, I had to write a paper on supermarkets and how much damage I could cause financially to basically disrupt or
Sounds
damage.
Very fun.
It was very fun.
Sorry to interrupt there, but what sort of thing, explain to us what sort of thing you had to do to prove to them that you could damage a corporate company, a supermarket?
Yeah, so you had to find current vulnerabilities at the time. So these are basically bits of code where it's been written insecurely, and a hacker can take advantage of that to make the system do something that it shouldn't normally do, and that's what a vulnerability is. And essentially we had to find it could just be not even a vulnerability, but it could be how you could attack a part of the supply chain for a supermarket.
Very nice.
So, when you think of a supermarket such as Tesco's or Sainsbury's, you don't really think about every other aspect that goes into it. So they have warehouses, they have logistics, they've got storage centers, and essentially we went through the list of what we could possibly do to maximize that financial damage. And
I'm sure in your case you did it good.
So I think it came to about £2.6 million worth of damage.
Wow.
And yeah, very interesting stuff. You learn about like industrial control systems. So like refrigeration systems use something called SCADA. SCADA is just very, very vulnerable. You know, vulnerabilities come out most days. And, you know, if you take advantage of it, you could just shut off all of their...
What is SCADA to the sort of the dummy like me? You know, we are 4 dummies here, so...
So SCADA is just like an industrial control system for something, you know, so whether it's used in, say, like an electrical grid system, or whether it be a refrigeration system, it's usually stuff that's built for, you know, the likes of Sainsbury's and big companies. But most of the time it's written with insecure code, very easy to exploit. Because people just aren't aware of writing code securely.
I can agree with that. I know nothing about it. It's like a weird language to me. Like it really I look at it and I'm just like, how do these people do it? Like I watched Mr. Robot, and that for me was one of the coolest series ever, because I was like watching these like wizards kind of like do something and like almost be like the modern day like pirate. Like there's so many different things, aspects to it. So I've learned some knowledge recently, and I want to ask you. It's not gnome. I don't know why gnome is coming to my head. What? So I've got it now. What are you, white hat or blue, grey hat, or what are the other ones there? Because there is different ones in there.
So there's different types of hackers. So at a basic level, you have a white, grey, and a black hat hacker. So a white hat hacker is what I am. So it's somebody who hacks for the right reasons, and we call that ethical hacking. So essentially, I, as a pen tester, which is just another name for ethical hacker, I will hack into a company. I'll basically see how far I can get into the company, what vulnerabilities there are, what sort of damage I could cause to the company. And there's essentially, after doing all of that, after seeing how far I can get, I'll produce a report for them and basically tell them how they can defend or stop this from happening to themselves. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have a
Sorry, that is the Forbes finest whiskey kicking in. What is it? A black hat?
A black hat hacker. So essentially, they're a nefarious, malicious hacker. They're a hacker who is doing it for the wrong reasons. Maybe they're a hacktivist, you know, they're hacking a
which
website.
Could be potentially for the right reason, but obviously ethically they're doing some
not
dangerous things there.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, it could be an insider threat. Maybe it's a disgruntled employee at your company who isn't very happy. So, you know, these people can pose threats to your business, and essentially they can take advantage of that.